Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Cambell and Lorenzo live together
Hello, first
in the
time.
same room. We are in Florida. We just spent 3 days with some amazing people going over some very interesting topics. And I'm leaving today, and we thought we'd do a live together and tell you all to shut up and listen.
For your life. It's the one we did 3
In a
days
nice way.
with night. Well, very nice way. We did 3 days of intensive with some lovely people. We learned quite a bit as they learned quite a bit. Practical evolution for life. That was the topic. So that was the overall theme of what we were doing. And if there's one thing like Cambell and I discussed, we tried to do a live yesterday, but the world told us to shut up and listen because it didn't work. Or we had a microphone malfunction. But what we got out of it, and I don't want to put any words in my new close friends' mouth, is to be quiet and listen to what the world is telling you, what your heart is telling you, what your guts are telling you, maybe even what your best friends are telling you, so that you can pick up some new, beautiful advice for yourself, from yourself, and use that to have a better life.
Yes. Yeah. So, we went over, like we said, we had 5 amazing people up here and went over some topics. And it's, a lot of the time it's the quietness, isn't it? I think what we found is that, when we're quiet inside, we tend to be quieter outside. We tend to let more stuff in, where when we've got the monkey mind going, blah, 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 all the time, it works as a deflection for anything else getting in. There's no more room, right? So that tends to come out in talk that's not really talk. It's just babble. So yes, that's why we've called this "Shut Up and Listen." As you know, we are not your gurus, and we don't want to be. So don't listen to us. Listen to you. That's the point of the title is. Don't listen to the outside world. Get your mind quiet and listen to yourself.
Yeah, there was so many times when we were working on this workshop, so to speak, or play shop, that I listened to my mind going off, going, oh my goodness, this person's right or this person's wrong, or I need to share something here and I need to share something there. And simply by the circumstances, I had to be quiet. Like, there was 8 or 9 people participating, and biting my tongue. I literally bite my tongue to keep my mouth from opening at times in the middle of circumstances where my higher self is telling me to be quiet. And always when I'm doing that and you're watching the people around you, you'll either calm down or you'll get better advice, or a bird will start singing, or somebody will walk by. There's always something willing to share with you how to become, let's say, you're not an evolved monkey. Well, I don't feel like a monkey. It's true. I feel just like I'm a human being or a person learning and seeing how I can, grow myself and get better every day. And the best possible way to do that is to, listen. And I think on the other side of that is what is listening, but the other half of communication, right? There's talking and communication, and most people are good at talking and sharing and telling you their story or telling you what's right and what's wrong. The world is full of people like that. But I have found it's a very rare skill to come across someone that knows how to listen.
Yes, I totally agree. And if you want to listen, there's enough people out there talking, believe me. But most people are just talk. Most stuff that people say in the outside world, it's just opinion stacked on opinion, as we know, right? So why would you give them much, of your time anyway and your energy? But the other thing is, when your mind is full of thoughts running around all the time, there's no space for anything else to come in. So, we need to dump stuff, because most of this chatter is running over things from the past. So we need to let go of these things, cut the cords, and allow a space for new stuff to come in. And that's when, and this is what we've found out, like in a ridiculous way over the last week, is when you create a space and you've got intention and you let things happen, they come in, create the space, and something else has to come in and fill it. It's a law of, the universe. So quieten down, deal with whatever it is you need to deal with. Spend some time alone, recapitulate maybe, more on that later, and you create a space where something new can grow, because everything's a fractal, right?
Everything. If you're full, you can't be present for what may be required. A good example is if you've just eaten a whole bunch of Cheetos, let's say you've had 3 bags and you're full to the brim, someone goes, let's go out for a lobster dinner. That's, suddenly comes out of the blue and you're going, oh my goodness, I'd like to, but if I eat any more, I'm going to explode. So you probably might say to yourself in those circumstances, I shouldn't have had that second bag of Cheetos, filled myself up with garbage. Life can be the same way. As Cambell was alluding to, a few minutes ago, is we didn't know about this land. We didn't know about some of the other potentials that are coming. We'll be talking about later. So much beauty has shown up just by us allowing the new to arrive. I wanted to rest yesterday. I was very tired from the event, but I had to shut up and listen when it was suggested, we take a 5-6 hour road trip, and it was crazy beautiful, and it worked crazy out. And we saw things from a 500-year-old oak tree to, ancient energetic centers of healing, related to the recapitulation that Cambell mentioned, that we couldn't have possibly imagined if I was too busy talking and saying, no, I'm too tired. No, this is my day of rest. No, I don't really feel like a 5-hour car ride. I'm just going to go, sit around and give myself some me time. Instead of, being tired, you go, all right. Communication said, shut up, listen, and then we got to live, and then we got to see some new potential for our lives.
Yes, and hello to everyone in chat, by the way. Thanks for all your comments. I am seeing them all. And thank you for the hair comments. I do have some grey hairs, so coming out in the old beard. I'm going to do the old Gandalf thing. But yeah, we went down and saw this amazing house, and it's actually an old world, like engine house, is that what they call them? And that's exactly what this guy had done. He had created a space, and the reason he was selling it is because basically he'd created a space and then it got filled up, which was him, right? So he'd learned everything he could from that space, and it was time for him to move on. And I mean, yeah, this place was ridiculous. It was like entering, I don't know, right? Lorenzo said like a chrysalis, where you almost, because all the trees, covered, you couldn't really see the sky. You were in like this little rainforest. Very cool stuff. But yeah, so that's really what the sort of crux of what we wanted to talk about today is this is all up to you. You've all got the answers already. We just need a bit more doing, and dealing with the things that are tying us up. Everything that is subconscious in our mind that we're thinking about all the time, it's an energy leak. It's literally, an energy cable to whatever that memory or whatever it is. And you're constantly leaking energy. So if you can heal those or cut them, then you're going to be more powerful, right? More full of energy. And that's also getting rid of the stuff that's going around in the head. If you are one of these people that has the monkey mind that you just can't turn off, that I used to say, where's the off switch? I don't know how to turn it off. I know what that's like. So if you need to, get rid of these thoughts that are going around, just go back and have a look at them from a different perspective. See, maybe I was right, maybe I was wrong. What was the other person going through, and heal them, and then you can go forward.
I mean, I think this is a little bit of the challenge that I see here. Even, L for Layla, maybe that's Layla, says maybe open up and listen. I mean, that's a soft way of looking at it, but if you've already got 4 voices going on in your party and you open the door for a 5th voice, it's not quite as powerful. He's asking those first 4 voices to shut up, to be quiet, so you can listen to something more peaceful, right? It really depends what's going on inside of you. I have found in my experiences, everyone, and I mean everyone, has a chatter inside them, in their mind, in their ideas, in their imagination, the past that they've picked up. And it's why we wanted to talk about recapitulation, is when you know yourself, when you know the mind's going on inside you and the advice you're getting, you can determine for yourself, better actions, better potential, better new ways to go. And of course, shut up and listen is a little bit violent in some ways, or it sounds violent, or, but it could also be a harsh and important strategy for, my wife, Chie, she translated it herself to shut the fuck out, which I thought was a great way of looking at it. It's like getting the crazy voice, because I told her shut the fuck up, and English isn't her first language. I don't mean I told her. I said that's what I tell my voice. I'm not that rude to my wife. And she retranslated it to shut the fuck out, which to me was perfect. because basically you're trying to get that voice out. You're trying to find some peace. You're trying to empty yourself, as Campbell said many times, for something new to come in, but you have to know what you're getting out. So often enough, I found, a good way to put it is that monkey mind, the past, the history, everything that tells you the bad things that won't allow the good to, take root, blossom, and flower in your life.
Create a space and shut everything the fuck out, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that is ultimately what you need to do. Well, we need to do, we're still on the journey as well. Well, at least I am. I don't know. Lorenzo may ascend any minute. But there's a good quote that says, stand every day at the, and guard the door of your mind, which means, as we do go through life, as well as trying to clear the crap, don't let new crap in. I mean, this, don't get offended. Don't, and when you do get offended and you're sort of emotionally charged, that's actually telling you there's something there. And is that morning, guys? It's Josh.
So, as an example, this was a fellow that had the monkey mind going on, that had his voice telling him he couldn't do or shouldn't do many things. He wanted a new life, a younger fellow. I'm not going to get into any specifics. It's private for him, but he took the opportunity. He took the chance. And he drove 8 hours to come see us and to join us for our event. And so many new things opened up for him. Had so many new possibilities. He's become a friend of ours very quickly, over 4 or 5 days. And simply because he shut the fuck out or shut the fuck up and decided to live, and he told us the challenges. I mean, imagine being a younger man to drive and come and to see and to, come to what a lot of people thought was a woo-woo, to much to the disappointment after they showed up, event, when it was really a hard and ruthless adventure towards becoming practical in your evolution for life. And the more they put in, the more they were quiet, the more that they came. Josh was amazing in that he never wanted to tell us his opinion more than where he was and what was going on and how he wanted to grow. And it wasn't us that gave him the advice. It wasn't, Cambell and I learned to shut the fuck up and live. And other things just came on: worlds, opportunities, people, birds, suggestions from, weird and unique sources, let's say, that allowed us to help each other grow and live much better lives by not telling the world what was going on, but by telling ourselves we wanted to grow and allowing the rest to inform us.
Yes. Hello again, Josh. Did I say that? Yeah, Josh. Let's talk about Josh.
Let's talk about Josh.
It's all about you.
I hope you're laughing here, Josh, while you're listening.
Josh just took it all on, and like Lorenzo said, wasn't questioning us. He was questioning himself. He had a book and a pen. He wrote half a novel. But this is the thing. He was considering things and going off by himself, sitting alone and writing out, his thoughts about it, and through that he got different perspectives, and he was just working through stuff, like some of the stuff that came out, like he'd gone through, literally he'd done the recapitulation just by going through it, and that all that means is he was writing down his thoughts on a certain event in his life, and then looking at it from different people's perspectives, getting the helicopter view and really seeing what really went on. And then he was writing down maybe, other actions that people could have taken, but he included himself. So it was like, this person, if, could have acted better in this position, not judging, but to learn for himself how to navigate more. And also in the same time, it nullifies the charge, because they're no longer a problem. Because when we hold emotional charge, the negative type, which unfortunately most of us, remember the most and hold on to the most, it's because we think someone else has done wrong against us. But when you can see that most, 99% of the time, people are just doing the best they can with what they know at that time. And when you can see that and you can, forgive that, then it's gone. You can move on without the baggage, right? The backpack that's slowing you down.
And a good day to you too, Dragonfly. And I appreciate your loving comments, Layla. I'm assuming that's probably how you put L4, for. Either way, it was very nice of you to, to give us the feedback and to see all the lovely people. I mean, America's been great. The other way that we could look at this is, before I left Japan to travel, I heard all kinds of nonsense about, viral shenanigans and William Shakespeare, as some guy said, and what's going on with the shots and the problems and the hard part about getting into America and all the fears and what have you. And it's been nothing but wonderful. It's been nothing but nice people greeting us. We've been showered with love and abundance and new opportunities. We've taken on, as we said, new friends and new challenges and opened up new vistas by going over the monkey mind, by getting over the challenges, whether it was not enough money, not enough time, you're not healthy enough, you're not young enough, you're not lady enough, you're not manly enough, you're not whatever enough, you're not strong enough, you're not weak enough. And to live, because new opportunities came simply by taking an action and allowing them to come. So a good segue from, shut up and live is to figure out how you can do more than just talk and do more than just think, to get out, whatever turns your mind off, a meditation, a walk, a workout, a song, a dance, doesn't really matter. The bottom line is whatever quiets you down can give that part of you or the other parts of you an opportunity to start to speak.
Yes. And I'll just also say, I think I said it yesterday, but the video didn't work. I got just the fact that I'm here is I didn't have a ticket to get to America 7 days before I left. Like literally a week before, I didn't have a ticket, and I actually didn't have the resources to get that one at that point. And I thought, geez, I'm going to America. Where's the ticket? What am I supposed to do here? And so what I did is I just started packing my bags. And literally the next day, all this stuff happened for a series of days. Within like 2 or 3 days, I had the money, had the ticket, and here I am, right? And I'm going over to Houston, and it's not all organized, and I still don't have a ticket to get there. I've got to get one today, but I'm not worried. It'll happen. Everything is happening for a reason, right? So, when you want something and you feel there's, nothing more you can do, and most of that we put on the outside world, just take an action as if it's already happened, as if it's done. Step into it and do this. You can do this in life, just in everyday life. You can just step into the reality that you want rather than being led around by the people and the circumstances around you.
Everyone wants to lead, perhaps we'll say, a magic life, or a life of beauty, wonder, abundance, and love, open-ended possibilities, those sorts of things. But how many of us are willing to, to take the chances that are required to actually see that into your life? Like magic is there, and the beautiful life is there, and freedom is there for all of us. But it's not something that's going to come into your living room, sit down on the couch beside you, hidden in a chocolate cake, with a magic secret key, as you're lucky enough to have eaten the right cake over your neighbors. Perhaps it's a silly example, but you have to be willing to be uncomfortable. You have to be willing to be stressed. You have to be willing to fail, to be dead, perhaps. I know Cambell and myself, we're both worried about, we're going to the States. We don't have a lot of money in our pockets. What if we're stranded? What if we don't eat? What if I can't? But, as we got here, we've had more than enough food and more than like an abundance of lifts, an abundance of beauty, an abundance, more treats than I can possibly imagine, that I'm saying, no, thank you, that's enough. No, thank you, that's enough. And that the world ultimately challenged us both, and then ultimately rewarded. And I don't want to say rewarded, but let's say nurtured. That's a better way. So it ultimately nurtured us as well, because I strongly feel that's what the world does to all of us. It gives you the opportunity to grow, to become better, to become bigger, to become stronger. But it doesn't give it to you unless you're willing to take it for yourself, right? It takes courage to trust completely. It does, Layla. You really do have to have, and I hear the fear voices all the time, right? I hear the craziness all the time. Every day I get up, and even this morning, should I wake up Cambell? Should we have this chat? Oh my goodness, maybe he's sleeping. I don't know. But you go, whatever. What's the worst that's going to happen? You'll fail. Then you get to try again. As Cambell said, you fail, there's no mistakes. None whatsoever. I've learned from everything. And I bet if you recapitulate your life and you look back to when you were little, as was one of the exercises that we shared in our practical evolution for life, even yesterday, even a few days ago, I uncovered things that I didn't know was there. And I've been doing this work for 30 years in a conscious level. And go, oh my goodness, I didn't know, as an example, I was more like my father than my mother. I spent my entire life thinking I was more like my mother simply because I look like her. And then in some of my experiences and my experiments and my recapitulations and talking with my father recently again, which was an experience in itself, I saw, oh my goodness, how much am I like this man that I didn't really respect growing up, right? How much am I like this man that I didn't, give credit for all the efforts he put in for us to have a good life, all of those things. So it was really humbling to shut up and listen and to live better. And I'm talking about myself.
Yes, so there you go, 170, 160 of you watching. So if you've just joined, yes, the shut up and listen is shut up and listen to yourself. Don't listen to us, don't listen to the outside world. Don't give attention to or listen to the chatter in your head that's stopping you and spinning your wheels. Just shut up and listen. And that's really, how you do it. That's what meditation is. Go and sit under a tree, out in nature somewhere, in a room with good energy, and shut up and listen. And listen doesn't mean you're making up stuff to say in your head. It means shut up and listen and see if anything comes in. And, that really is, a huge tool for anyone who wants to, move forward, create anything, manifest, if you want to call it that. But basically get change in their life, because for things to change, things have to change, right?
So a couple of things. Obviously, you missed our first course since it's been over for a few days, our first live course. Freedom's Calling You to Life's Lost Purpose is still available, links below, on our website. We'll more than likely, Cambell and I, be doing another one of these in the not too distant future. Yes, Cambell is looking a little bit like Magnum PI. We got to shoot some guns yesterday as well.
Yes.
Speaking of Magnum PI.
First time ever.
Because I was too much talking in my head, I didn't shut up and listen. I got a bloody finger because I wasn't paying attention to the recoil of the second gun I was shooting, which was a lot of fun, but I wasn't listening, right? I was thinking in my head, oh, I'm going to be cool. Will I get the shot? Will I do this? Can't believe I'm going to do this first. Like all the stuff that goes through our minds. And because of it, I didn't pay close enough attention to some of the safety advice I got at the time. So this was a mistake, bloody mistake, but I learned from this mistake, guaranteed I shoot a gun again. I'm going to be very careful where this thumb is, it won't be up my ass or, up my nose. I'll make sure it's put it in a safe place.
Yeah. We know we're in the US of A. Yeah. We have shotguns. We have gone for a ride in a very large truck.
Yeah. We have seen snacks that you won't believe in a snack shop, like that are meant for, I don't know what they're meant for, but it's crazy amounts of snacks.
We went into a petrol station or a gas station and there was a pizza shop in there.
And buffalo bacon and protein cookies and of course a beer counter with 1,000 different things, from which is interesting that they're selling beer in the truck stops, driving stops. But
I know, don't drink and drive, right?
And thank you for Dragonfly contributing.
Yes. Coming in. Thank you very much. We appreciate your support, mate.
It's definitely going to help us on our journey during during these times. So we do appreciate that. So really, it's a beautiful thing to be able to be quiet. And as Cambell said, the reason we mentioned recapitulation is, people go, I don't want to listen to anybody. I don't want to, I don't like people telling me what to do. And I was that person. You are going to end up listening to yourself, nobody else. You're going to get advice from your little one, meaning you when you were 4 or 5. Maybe your higher self, if you have that feeling, you're going to get in touch with your soul if you like, or your oversoul or your subconscious, however you want to put it. But we're all much more complicated and much more wonderful with much more potential than we give ourselves credit for. And we even allow ourselves to be and see. And those challenges that come up are the ones, whatever they are for you, when it's time to do something, those huge challenges are the ones that are allowing you and stopping you and encouraging you to grow from where you are right now.
Indeed. And we're in Florida at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be here a few more days and then leaving the state, but I think Lorenzo's around for another week. So who knows?
Yeah,
if you contact and you're close and you want to catch up, just let us know.
Yeah. Lorenzo at newagora.ca, or go to the website. My contact is there. I'll be here for another few days and I'm off to Tennessee, then I'm back here, and who knows what's going on. It's like
we're in the flow, guys. So and this is what we've ultimately wanted to do and we're trying to do here is we want to show you that what's possible, because this stuff is like we said before, the stuff that's happened recently is crazy. And we didn't have all these resources and decide, we just did it, and everything came from the universe, if you want to put it that way. Just all happened, fell in right. I mean, just the trip to the house yesterday was again just this, this big line of coincidences. It's synchronicities, and that may keep rolling into something even bigger. So Lorenzo's off, like he said, to who knows what. He may end up, with a new part-time position in life, and so we're going with the flow. That's another thing, guys. Just let it flow sometimes. Let life happen rather than trying to direct it so much, because I can guarantee you what it can think up is so much better than what you can. Like,
it's amazing, really. Yeah.
Like, for us to be here is just ridiculous. So thank you all for being here. We appreciate you and all your interaction. Thank you again to Dragonfly and to everyone who supports us. If you do want to support our work, or check out our online course, you'll find the links below, and of course to Lorenzo's email, mine, all that kind of stuff. Yep. And anything else to say?
Sure. We're sorry that this one is a bit short, but we have to get back to the adventure. That's how busy we are having fun. We are learning. As Cambell and I have done hundreds of videos virtually to take our virtual world. As much as I've liked meeting everyone, like everyone I've met has been virtually first, and then in person. To transform, getting off the social media, getting off the computer, getting off the screens, getting off the chats, even all of this stuff, take what you might see here today, then go out the door, go outside, take a journey, go meet people face to face, get away from the AI or the I must or the I shoulds and all of this stuff, the chains that shackle you to the nonsense of artificiality, so that you can allow the wonder of the world to also share with you, as it shared with us, how to be amazing.
Indeed, because you are amazing. So amaze yourself, and you have everything you need in you already. So thank you for joining us. Stay awesome. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning, wherever you are around the realm. And we will talk to you on the next upload.
Bye-bye. Thanks for being here.